Good afternoon, folks. I thought I would take a little time to have a little chit-chatteroo with you. Dieting for the apocalypse. So, this is something that I've talked about before, and I felt like it was really due its own video, and especially its own video over on Dirt Cheap Preps, because, spending less money on food now allows you to be able to maybe put back a little bit more food for later. But that's not the big reason why. So, what we have done, and we've been doing this for a little while now, we have been kind of cutting down our intake of food. And by the way, excuse the messy desk and the fact that I really need to cut my hair. We have been doing this for a little while now. We have been slowly cutting back on our food intake. I don't believe to unhealthy levels or anything like that. But we typically eat like one main meal a day, and then, once or twice throughout the day we might snack a little bit. Jen usually more than myself. I typically will only snack a little bit one other time, and there's many days that I don't even do that. Last couple of days I did get up and make some eggs for the both of us, but that's not the norm. We normally don't do that. We have been consciously trying to cut back our food intake, and neither one of us have a weight problem that we need to lose or anything like that. It's just for me, I can't speak for her, of course, but for me, I have been just cutting back because I know that when things go really, really south and the supply lines are done with and there are no stores to go get food from, that the food that we have, the importance of how long we can make it stretch out means everything. And so, in my opinion, if you're somebody that is used to just engorging yourself today, and it doesn't matter, this has nothing to do with somebody's weight or anything else like that. I used to eat way more when I was younger, and I've never been a big guy. You're talking about a kid, and I mean a kid, like as in early teen, preteen, that would eat a Big Mac, a cheeseburger, and a large order of fries, plus like a large Coke or whatever, from McDonald's. And that's no exaggeration. That is what I would eat. I remember it well. Man, it sounds good. I haven't had McDonald's in, I think I could actually say years. I haven't had McDonald's in years. That sounds good though. A Big Mac and cheeseburger and a large fry. Anyway, I better stop. So, it has, what I'm talking about has nothing to do with weight loss or where you are on that right now, or nothing to do with that at all. It just has to do with getting your body and getting yourself used to a lower level of food intake. Talk a little bit, and I know it's part of the title, what I meant about addiction. Hopefully nobody clicked on it thinking they were going to get some good juicy stuff. I was addicted to soda, and it was really, really bad, and it's probably a very large contributor to why I only have 2 teeth in my head. But that's all I drank. I mean, literally, I didn't even drink coffee. I drank soda from the moment that I got up to the moment that I fell asleep, and a whole lot of it. I drank a ton of soda. And usually citrus type, because of how much I drank, I typically didn't try to get like Mountain Dew or other brand names. Went with just whatever store brand generic citrus soda, well, that was good for me. And I mean, I would literally drink it. Seriously, I would drink a 12-pack of soda a day. That wouldn't be nothing for me to drink a 12-pack of soda a day. That's a lot of soda. And so when I decided that I wanted to get away from that, my biggest concern was caffeine withdrawals. And, being that I drank so much soda, I knew that there was a high chance that I would have, severe headaches and all that stuff. And that's actually when I started drinking coffee. and that's why I started drinking coffee, was to try to counteract that, in which I was successful in. I also drink tea. In fact, today that's all I drink. I drink coffee, and I drink it 3 times a day, which is too much. And literally, I drink 2 of these cups 3 times a day. So it's full right now. I just went and got my afternoon coffee. It's like, it's 12:47 now, but this is my afternoon coffee. And then I'll have another one for the show. So I didn't always drink that much coffee or anything. That's I've slowly increased the coffee intake. But so that's why I started drinking coffee, and then tea. Tea. I grew up with sweet tea, so that was not a big deal. And I felt like if I needed to wing myself completely away from caffeine altogether, I could do so by cutting my coffee intake. No, don't do that. By cutting my coffee intake and then just relying on tea, and then going from there. I could cut my tea intake, right? And I could just slowly just keep going down. And that's essentially what I'm saying about your food intake right now. Food, or I should say more accurately, the lack thereof, will really cause you problems. And I don't just mean physically. It'll cause you massive problems mentally. And if you, by chance, if it's winter and you add cold to that, oh my goodness, does that compound it that much worse. So, being hungry, it's not a good thing. When you're hungry, you can't focus, you can't, you can't concentrate on anything. And I'm talking about the mental aspects. Of course, you know about the physical aspects. So, put yourself in that situation, the S hits the TF, and all of a sudden, now you've got a lower food intake because you're not eating the big meals that you were once before. You're eating what they tell you is a serving. I'm just giving an example. You're eating what they claim is a serving on your freeze-dried food, and we all know that that's not going to be enough as it is. So next thing you know, even though you are getting some food intake, it's not quite enough intake, and it's not near the intake that you're used to. So your body is still going to tell you that you're starving, and your brain is still going to tell you that you're starving, and they're both still going to react in the same way. That's going to put you at a massive disadvantage in a time where you need your clarity and your skills at the highest. So that's why I'm saying I think it's a good idea that folks go on a diet now and start to slowly kind of get that down. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm not giving any health advice or anything like that. I need to make that clear, and I also need to say that, and plead with you not to do anything unhealthy. Don't drop your food intake to levels that is going to cause a problem. Please do as I say and not as I do. Because I've probably not been getting the proper nutrition for years. In fact, I say probably, I know better. I know I haven't been getting the proper nutrition for years, but my body's used to it. I am used to that. If you take somebody that's used to getting all that nutrition and all of a sudden drop them down, that's going to cause them some serious problems, both, again, physically and mentally. So it's just a suggestion. It's I think it's a good idea if folks kind of start to curb back a little bit, maybe even start to eat what you've got for prep. Start getting used to those types of meals and stuff like that. So just keep in mind, especially if you're eating kind of prepper type of food, things like the sodium content and stuff like that. You don't want to get yourself all bound up. You don't want to make yourself sick and all that stuff. So do your homework. And slowly start to cut back on that intake, and get ready. That's my best advice. Get ready in every way that you can. And hey, this is Dirt Cheap Preps. This is a free prep. In fact, you could actually benefit over time from this prep because you'll be collecting more things. So anyway, I hope maybe I helped somebody out there, and I hope you have a great day. And as always, shalom.